quite known throughout the ages that most parents struggle to bond with their children in the way they would like to. What if there were a way you could improve this? Today we are here at Kundula Community Centre with Bas Tadros, an international acclaimed and accredited hypnotherapist and relationship coach who helps transform the lives of professionals, couples and families by overcoming their communication and mindset challenges.
For parents that are busy and that find that it's hard to find time to sit and make quality time with their children and with their family and household, what I'd personally say is, as a father and as a husband, not just as a coach or a hypnotherapist, I would say that make the time. Nothing happens in your schedule without you actually putting it into your schedule. So put the time in there. Put time in there for quality time with family. Put time in there for finishing at XYZ hour to be with my wife and my children. Go to the park or go for a walk or create that bonding effect at home and with the family. That is just as important as everything else that you've got in your schedule. I mean, I was a product of harsh discipline, so I'm not going to say that harsh discipline is a bad thing. I grew up in a school where corporal punishment was allowed overseas. I absolutely disliked it, and I can tell you that children don't learn very easily and openly when they're in a defensive state, when they know they're going to be punished or hurt. Whether it's going to be by physical punishment, like corporal punishment, or another form of harsh discipline, the brain actually shuts down. The defensive mechanism of the brain actually almost like goes, nah, I'm tensing up, and doesn't allow it to learn or to be creative. So the best discipline, in my views, is a fair discipline, a discipline of communication. You did this and I've asked you to do that, so how are we going to get that to work next time? Do I need to explain that to you differently? Do we need to have rules written out and printed and put on the fridge? Things like that. And consulting your children is probably the best discipline, I'd say. Some of the strategies that I'd like to share with you tonight and for your audience is for every parent to remember that they were once a child. And my talk tonight is going to be more about people identifying with that inner child, and rather than thinking as a parent, what do I need to do to communicate or connect with my children, find a place within you that actually has a certain level of comfort, or builds a certain level of comfort with the inner child within. And that's a good place to start.
From the conversation tonight, it really makes me I think it will really make me stop and think about how I use my words and how I'm expressing myself.
One of the strategies would be to work on yourself, and if you have any old self-belief systems that have been put in place due to the way you've been brought up or to your own experiences, for them to be released before you can start something new. For me and my children have already been to one of Bas's talks, and we've already implemented the things that we heard on the talk, and I've been looking into things into personal development before that, and we've already put it into action, so it's much more better than where it was.
A common mistake that parents often make with their children is they underestimate their knowledge. They think, you're young, you don't know this, so I'm going to guard you from it, or I'm going to shelter you from this particular information. And I think what happens with that, parents miss out on the opportunity to actually sharing a truth with their children about that particular topic, and they miss out on the growth that they could have and the bonding that they could have with their children, because their children may have actually already found out something about that topic at school or through friends or online, and they're just asking their parents to see what their parents would tell them. And by parents reacting from a place of trying to shelter or guard them, what could happen is not only do they miss out on that opportunity, the child then could grow up to go, well, my parents never had that talk with me. They never really explained that to me.